Welcome back, people. Today is Sunday. The time is 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here's another episode. In fact, it's the third episode of Planet Solo. What's up today, Chris Knight? How you doing?
I'm doing good if I remember to unmute myself.
Not a problem.
I'm doing
today,
good.
Yeah. Well, like I said, this is the third episode we've been doing together. This week, we'll be going by somebody who I grew up with. His name is Johnny Guitar Watson. The song that I first heard and fell in love with him was Superman Lover. I don't know if you've ever heard of that song or followed it, but what I like about his style when he plays, so kind of story tells. So if you listen to his lyrics and stuff, he's telling a story. There's another one, a song I like called Real Mother for You. And he's talking about how it was like inflation time and how people go through hard things and stuff. So most of his songs I listen to is like a storytelling, and I like that kind of music.
And he's a very, I guess my word for it would be interactive. He liked to get out in the crowd. He liked to be, I don't know. I've seen it before. He's not the first person to do it, but the way he did it was very unique and different from other people who do it. Because I don't know, it's blues. So, it's the way he interacted with the crowd. He died a year after I graduated, basically, or somewhere around that, like 96, if I remember right.
He died on stage, and I think he said he was going to die on stage.
Yokohama, Japan, or somewhere like that. I know it was in Japan. And I know that a lot, if not most of his recorded material was lost in the Universal fire. So what you can find, there's nothing, it's not like Prince, even if he had unrecorded stuff, unfinished stuff, you're never going to hear it because that stuff was destroyed. So, and it sucks. If I remember right, also, I've seen his grave. He's in the Grand Mausoleum at Forest Lawn in California, and he's in the same area, I think, as Michael Jackson is. And that's the Grand Mausoleum. It's a huge place. And, I every time I go out there, I like going to the cemeteries and seeing, Walt Disney and all these other people that I grew up with or that I found influential in my life. I guess it's just a weird thing I have, but, it's talents like this, B.B. King, Stevie Ray, we'll go over it a lot as we do this. It's talents like, Johnny Watson that it sucks. And if you don't keep doing stuff like this, they get lost. And I think it's really important. I said when my father died, I said, you're never dead until the last person who remembers you and talks about you stops talking about you. And as long as people continue to talk about people like Johnny Watson, that will get out there. And that's important. And I think that's one of the great things about doing this is that we actually can sit here and talk about these people. So
I agree with you 1,000%. This clip that we playing now, I'm not sure where it's at. I had it at one time, but
Leverkusen. I'm looking it up. Hold on.
I know he played overseas a lot, and he very much plays to the crowd, as we're going to see in this video. Very, very aggressive guitar player too. One thing that catches my attention is that he doesn't play with a pick, and I can only imagine calluses on his fingers, man. Because
I don't play with a pick. I hate picks. And these guys like him, I guarantee you, they would have told you you feel it, and not in a bad way. That I feel like I'm in control more.
I see more people playing without a pick with an acoustic guitar more. So I don't see that many with an electric. But I heard that he used to play it so hard and aggressive that he had to change the strings 2 or 3 times a show. So
What's funny is I'll explain that to you if you want. That means he really was not a polished guitar player. A good guitar player, strings will last a while. Now, playing live, it's different. You always have extra guitars, strings break, things like that. But if you are playing it that hard and bending it that hard, that typically shows that the way you play is unorthodox, meaning you were not trained. So he probably picked up a guitar and taught everything he knew himself.
Yeah, I don't think he was trained.
But it's the same way with drummers. If you ever look at a drum kit for a guy who can drum really well, but you can tell he's not trained, you're going to get divots in the skins. You're going to see it where it's hit all over the place. A trained drummer, they're going to have a black spot in the middle of their drums where they hit most of the time, and there's going to be very little divots because they know how to hit it without destroying it. An untrained singer, I'll tell you this, will hold the mic around the top, which creates horrible distortion and stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's certain things you can look for, but I'll tell you right now, I think untrained singers are the best singers because nobody's messed with who they are. I think untrained guitarists are the best type of guitarists because they learn their way. So everything you get when they play is them through and through. I believe untrained is the way to go 90% of the time when it comes to music, that is. So
good deal.
Yeah, this is in Georgia. Or not Georgia. Fuck. Why did I say that? This is in Germany. It's Western Germany.
Back in the 80s, wasn't it? If I remember correct.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me go back here and look what this says. Nope, this is actually in 1996.
96.
It says doing wrong. Okay, so this is Doing Wrong Woman, and it says a few days later he would die on stage in Japan. Mm-hmm. So this is right before he died. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's creepy.
It is. But I'm ready to go if you are.
I am too. Let's pull it up.
It's ready to go. Oh, wait. Maybe I should share it. I don't know.
I help.
Ready? Here we go.
We got a new album on the market entitled Bow Wow. And let me hear everybody say Bow Wow. All right, we're going to do a tune from the album. However, this is a tune that is not Bow Wow, but it's dealing with a very serious situation. It's the blues from the album. I'm going to do a blues from the album, a little thing entitled Doing Wrong Woman. Watch this.
Because you can look at and tell somebody's sick, but he looks pretty healthy right there.
It's a heart attack, man. Heart attacks are different. You don't have to be sick. Heart attack hits you. And in the way he plays, look at him. I mean, the things he does, it happens. Man, that's a nice Gibson he's got there. That's the SG model, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Angus Young from AC/DC. That was his type of guitar. You don't see many blues guys play that type of guitar. So, the fact that he gets the sound out of it, it's beautiful.
I think he kind of likes a lot of distortion and stuff, too.
Right there. Like when he, just his little movements and stuff. I love it.
Yeah, his mannerisms.
Yeah, right there, like that. that like cowboy rider.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was normal for him right here. And
yeah, he loved Cloud here, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got the crowd going with, you got a guy going with him, make sure he's safe, and he's also carrying his cord so it doesn't get unplugged. That's what that guy. He's he's a roadie, but and what I love, especially about blues. And I mean, this is Germany, so of course you're going to see more white people in the crowd. But this is what blues is, man. He doesn't care who's there. It's integrated. It's beautiful.
Universal.
Blues, yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Blues is very universal.
He is crazy.
Well, we saw Stevie Ray do the behind the back thing, dude. I guarantee Stevie Ray did that because he knew this guy. You can see where people get things from.
Uh-huh.
He's like, man, how does he do that? How does he do that without messing up?
That is hours and hours of practice right there, brother.
Mm-hmm. And see how he's whammying it. He's using that his wrist, and I mean, these are all tricks of the trade. I mean, these are things that again, it shows just how good he is by doing little things to make the guitar sound a certain way.
You get that bar across. I'm not sure what you call it. I know you know what it is.
Yeah, it's capo.
He doesn't use the whole length of the neck of the guitar.
Yeah, what it does is it clamps over all the strings and moves the octave of what you're playing up, which is kind of weird because what he's actually doing is he's taking his lower notes away. So blues uses a lot of low notes. See right there, I'm telling you, this is why Stevie Ray did it. He would see this growing up and want to know, how do you do that without screwing up? And I love that you picked him because this is just shows you that these people, I mean, Stevie Ray was what, 30-ish when he died?
Yep.
I mean, think about it. He grew up with music like this. So when he heard him and saw him play like that, I guarantee that he said, I want to learn how to do that. I mean, B.B. King used to do it too. I mean, these aren't just to these guys, but it's things that make them want to do things and learn how to do it. And again, like I said, it just shows you that how a ripple effect.
That in 90. This is in 96.
Yeah.
So but he grew up watching it. I think he was born in 35, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that is awesome, man.
You're so wonderful.
That is an instrument I wish I would have learned to play.
You can still learn it, man. Never too young, never too old to learn.
Sing about this young lady.
All right.
I want to learn to be good, not learn.
You just keep practicing, you'll get it.
She just did strange things, you know what I'm saying, to my heart.
You want to watch the rest of it?
Mm-hmm. Not unless you want to. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I've seen it, but I mean, I just wasn't sure. I figured we were just doing the solo. So
yeah, I just want to see the solo.
Yeah, man. No, I mean, again, that ripple effect. Watching somebody who's been playing for a long time come back again and again, seeing other people do it. Like I said, I know he's not the only one that did behind the back, but I'm not a great guitarist, but I know a little bit about it. So I'll tell you, when you're wearing something like that, like the jacket Stevie Ray was wearing, like the jacket he's wearing, man, that thing's about 3 to 4 inches away from your back. So when you're down there playing, man, the second that piece of clothing touches a string, it changes everything. And he's not touching it. You're not hearing that. So I don't know how to do it.
I bet that's something they practice and sometimes a lot of it's just naturally.
Yeah, I mean,
natural feel for it. Know exactly what you can and can't do. It's got like instinct. So,
and again, I know when you got your fingers in the right place where it's with the music. Plus, the thing about blues, the cool thing about it is the guitar kind of leads everything, because while you got the drums, they're just typically, and the bass is do. It's very simple in the background. That guitar, all it has to do is match the pitch it's at, or the octave and the chord area that it's at, and then everything else is the guitar.
Yeah.
The guitar is the star there. So he has his hands in a certain position. He knows, as long as my hands stay right here and I play around on this chord or these two chords that are right around here, it's going to sound fine. So, I mean, there's tricks there, but still, that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
But
and be comfortable with it. That's
for sure. But yeah, no, I mean, Johnny Watson was around for a long time, and you know, anytime you get a guy like that, it's just, you know, it really does show.
Yeah, I think if I remember, he had his issues with substance abuse,
Oh, I'm
like a
sure.
lot, like a lot of rock. And kind of think, I read an article. He said disco kind of messed him up to the disco thing. So, being that disco era, he kind of lost his way a little bit. But I'm quite certain that after disco kind of went away in the mid '80s, he was making a comeback, like I said. But the article I read said that he was definitely going. He felt like he was going to die on stage because it was his life. So
I was gonna look that up real quick here. And like I said, most of what it said was so he died May 17th, 1996. So the 20 or the 19th anniversary of Star Wars release. Oh, no, that was the 15th. Never mind.
he was 61 when he died. So he was a Texas boy. A lot of guitarists come from Texas, boy. They must be produced great guitarists. Big state of
See,
Texas.
and here's the funny thing. That's a Gibson SG what he was playing, but it says here a recognized master of the Fender Stratocaster. So that's not even his standard guitar that he was playing right there. That should tell you something right there.
Isn't there a guitar called a Walker?
A Walker? He might have a. Hold on,
I
let's
think
see here.
because like he got his playing style from somebody called T-Bone Walker. And I thought I read where there was a certain guitar that may have, but I know one of his heroes was.
There are Walker guitars, but that's a guy who put his name on it. Well, here's Johnny Walker guitars.
That's what I thought I saw that earlier this morning.
There's, I mean, any luthier who makes them, he'll do it. Bobby Womack said, music-wise, Watson was the most dangerous gunslinger out there, even when others made a lot of noise in the charts. I'm thinking of Sly Stone and George Clinton. Etta James stated in an interview in 2006, Rochester International Jazz Festival, Johnny Guitar Watson, just one of my favorite singers of all time. I met him when we were both on the road. Johnny Otis in the 50s when I was a teenager, or with Johnny Otis in the 50s when I was a teenager. We traveled the country in a car together, so I would hear him sing every night. His singing style was one I took on when I was 17. People used to call me the female Johnny Walker, or Johnny Watson, I'm sorry, and him the male Etta James. He knew what the blues was all about.
There's one song I listen to called Telephone. It's funny.
So here's something for you. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people out there may not know it, but know him. But Frank Zappa. I'm a big Frank Zappa fan. That guy could do all sorts of crazy stuff. He'd take bicycle tires and play the spokes on stage. He just did lots of weird stuff.
Was he known for like that psychedelic stuff?
I don't know. I mean, yes and no. He played music on everything you shouldn't play music on type stuff. But Frank Zappa stated Watson's 1956 song 3 Hours Past Midnight inspired me to become a guitarist. Watson contributed to Zappa's albums One Size Fits All in 75, Them or Us in 84, Thing Fish in 84, and Frank Zappa Meets the Mothers of Prevention in 85. Zappa also named 3 Hours Past Midnight his favorite record in a 1979 interview. So, I mean, again, showing how expansive a reach goes. You know, Frank Zappa, you would, if you didn't know who he was, you might not think that, oh, look at that guy. I mean, if you've ever seen a picture of him, you would I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look like the type of guy that would necessarily be around the same groups that Watson would be around. But
Yeah.
no, I mean,
Like we said, man, music is universal. You don't know
It is.
who or what is going to hit something, a style or whether you play or something. So
Mhm.
I love all the guitars you're gonna showcase on this show.
Yep.
I probably will. Some I'm sure you're gonna bring I've never heard of, but for the most part, if it's a guitar solo, I love to listen to it and just keep getting the tricks and nuances that they have. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
definitely a big fan of the guitar players. Well, I think this comes to the conclusion of this show. The great Johnny Guitar Watson was definitely on my top 10. Um,
Again,
the,
I would never make a top 10 when it comes to guitarists in certain bands. It's like, man, if I can condense a top 50 into the top 10, sure. If I can have like multiple groupings of, I mean, I wouldn't even put a 1 through 10 on it. I'd just say these are my top 10, and there'd be like 700 artists.
but I hear what you're saying. But if there's a chance that let's say somebody create a time machine and they say you can only see 10 guitarists, which 10 would you choose? That's going to be on my top 10. There's some I love, and I think their skill set is great, but see or they must see, then that's when it gets a little bit more picky. Like 10 that I want to see, if I had a chance to see in the time machine, I can only see 10, then that's what I want to showcase on this show. But I agree with some of what you're saying. It's very hard in some categories.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you who we're going to do next week. His name's Danny Gatton. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Well, that's good because he got a lot of names while he was playing. I don't even know if the guy's still alive. I have to look him up again. But Danny Gatton got a lot of names while he was playing, but there was one name that stuck, and that was the greatest unknown guitar player. So I'm gonna surprise you with next week's. I think you'll be pleasantly amused.
I'm seeing pictures of him now. He's playing with like a beer bottle or something.
Yep, he does a lot. But no, dude, he uses a beer bottle as a slide sometimes. It just, but yeah, we'll look at him.
Yeah, definitely interesting. All right, boss. Until next time, thank you for joining us. Thank you all for supporting the channel. Planet Solo. It's our baby. We love it. Like you said, we're gonna be doing Danny Gatton next Sunday. So please catch us, tune in. Remember, it's Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So until next time, peace.